This is Marie Holiday, and welcome to one of my chat and walk-in lectures. And before I get started, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. You know, the growth of my YouTube channel within the past year will not be where it's at now without all of my ongoing supporters. So with that being said, let's get on down to, actually, this is an announcement. I have been asked by one of my, another content creator who I personally know, she wants to interview me July 28th, which is Sunday at 4 p.m. in Making Moves with Pandy. I'm going to put the link of her YouTube channel on my community wall with this lecture here. And I'm very excited about this upcoming interview and some of the topics surrounding on why she's interviewed me before about a year ago. And like I said, we've had many real live discussions on the phone on a personal level. And I'm gonna say one thing, that as a content creator and as a businesswoman myself, I'm very selective on who I align myself with in the business world in any shape, form, or fashion. And the concept surrounding this interview in terms of why she wants to interview me is talking about entrepreneurship, business, building wealth. It's not all just centered around YouTube. We're going to be talking some real life issues. And one of the reasons she sought me out again recently, we had a conversation on the phone yesterday evening, because like I said, we've had many conversations over the phone and over a year that I've been knowing her, and about many different topics in terms of maintaining a balance, retirement, building wealth, maintaining a balance as a content creator, and all of that. She's going to really delve deep, and she's already sent me a list of the interview questions. We discussed it. I got to prepare myself. She is a phenomenal she's a phenomenal interviewer. She has those skill sets. One of the things we talked about in terms of the direction she's taking her own business, in terms of being very selective on who she interviewed, and I don't blame her. Because we all got a brand to protect. And when we had a discussion again yesterday evening, you know, with the questions she sent me, they're deep, delving deep in terms of asking me questions in regards to, you know, about my book, about my business, Paris and Associates Resource Center, about the growth of my YouTube channel, about, you know, how have I been able to exit up out of this workforce September of 2023, 4 or 5 years early, and in the position, every retirement check that I have gotten since I have retired, I have literally reinvested my entire retirement check into another retirement fund, meaning I ain't even touching the money, and that's power. Those are the type of questions we're going to delve deep in terms of number one, how are you able to do this? Excuse me. She's going to ask me some deep questions in regards to being a published author. My book hit all major bookstores well over 2 years ago. So she's asking me deep type questions in regards to, you know, entrepreneurship. How did you do this? Publishing your book. How are you balancing and navigating in terms of your business, Paris and Associates Resource Center, content creator, and all of those things. But, you know, although I'm retired, I still have to balance all this. But the beauty of all of this is I can do all these things without hitting nobody's time clock, and that is power. Those are the type of topics we're going in when she interviewed me, to share my knowledge, skills, and experience to the world, because you do not, and I repeat, you do not have to work yourself to death. She's going to ask me questions in regards to how are you able to skillfully continue to build your wealth, to build your portfolio in retirement. How are you able to do this? This is the type of information people need to know. I have gone through the doors. I have gone through the doors to be able to be in the position to continue as a businesswoman, to build my wealth, to build my financial portfolio. She's going to ask me in-depth questions about how do I go about writing my book, how did I get the idea to write my book, Paris and Awake Financial Freedom. Questions that can, with whoever listens to this interview, they're going to walk away with valuable information from coming from Marie Holiday, and I got the evidence to back it up. By evidence, you can go to my business website. You can check out my credentials. My book is in backed up by two world-renowned publishing companies, Page Publishing Company, Audiobook Network. You know, in my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center, 20 plus years strong. So I'm not new at this. So she is going to ask all of these type of entrepreneurship questions, how I'm able to build my wealth in retirement. What are some of the steps that I took throughout my journey as a businesswoman to get to this point. And this is the type of information people need to know about. We keeping this thing real, so it ain't all about just being a content creator. No, we're gonna dive deep. We're gonna dive deep and go into various type of topics to share this information to any viewer, any listener, so they can maybe use some of this information to enhance their financial portfolio, to increase their emergency savings account, to be able to retire early, to be able to live debt-free, and be able to retire and travel without creating new debt. That's power. That's powerful information. Who would not want to know this information? And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, because it took blood, sweat, tears, delayed gratification, sacrifice to position myself to exit up out of the workforce forever, September of 2023. It took skills to do that. It took a strategic 10-year business plan that I had on paper. I wrote down a 10-year business plan to exit up out of the workforce 10 years in the future. I say, this is the year I'm going to retire, 2023, but I had my business plan and the steps I had to take on paper 10 years in the future, laid out step by step, and I was laser focused. I literally remember when I would start writing this, and at the time I started writing my exit plan down on paper to retire early, I was one of those people drowning in a sea of debt. We couldn't even, drowning, getting up, going to work every day. And at a certain point, a light bulb went off and said, I can't do this. I got to come up with something. And I started writing my exit plan on paper, my financial exit plan on paper. I said, I am going to retire early, 10 years in the future. And I exit up out of the workforce September of 2023. I met my target date, and the rest is history. And this is the type of information people need to wake up and listen. Versus working yourself to death, versus drowning in a sea of debt, versus your paycheck gone before you even get it. Yeah, I was one of those people. And along that journey, I wrote my book after I had that spiritual battle with God. Pandy is going to dive deep, and I'm going to share with the world how this woman did this. And it can be done by anybody. And along that 10-year journey, I self-funded my daughter through college and paid her college bill. So when she graduated college years ago, debt-free, that was power. And people need to know, how did this woman do this? How? Because I'm not going to sit here and say, or stand here and say on this lecture, it was easy. No, it was not. Blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, working 2 and 3 jobs. But the key thing is, I had the goals and objectives laid out on a strategic business plan, and I was laser focused, and no one was going to stop me. No one. and I'm here to tell you. So this is what this interview is going to be about. Panda is going to take this interview to a level, to the point where she's going to go deep with these questions. I already got the questions, and when I looked at them questions, and we even had a conversation on the phone yesterday evening, she literally said, these are deep-seated questions. We ain't playing around. These are deep-seated questions. Bottom line, these are deep-seated questions. They ain't sugarcoat nothing. Nothing in any shape, form, or fashion. And it's all about the grace and glory of God. Because like I told her, I don't know nobody, no normal person. I don't know no normal person who get a retirement check every month and don't even have to touch it. Most people get a retirement check. They got bills to pay. I've been getting my retirement check for almost a year, and I have reinvested all of that money into another retirement account. Another one. I ain't touched not 1 cent of that money. Not 1 single cent of my retirement check since this woman has exited up out of the workforce almost a solid year ago. September of 2024 made 1 solid year that I have exited up out of the workforce, and I have reinvested. They send me the state of North Carolina send me my money the 15th of every month, and that money immediately is deducted out of my account into another retirement account. Ain't playing. So who would not want to know how in the hell I'm doing this? How in the hell? Because even though I don't have no real bills, I still got utilities. I still got my cell phone bill. I still got my insurance, and I still got my food bill. So you got to have money for that. So my point is, if you want to find out all the particulars about this entrepreneurship interview that's about to get down, could take place July 28th, Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to put this on my community wall. Tune in, because we're going to be ready to get on down to business. I'm here to tell you. That's all I have. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm leaving the care of your own conscience.